Hello and welcome to TED-IELTS. My name is David Wills and today we're going to be talking about structure for IELTS Writing Task 2. When you're doing your IELTS writing exam, you need to give yourself lots of time. And to do this, you need to have a procedure for going through the IELTS exam. You need to think about analyzing the question. You need to brainstorm ideas. You need to plan your essay. You need to write the essay, and you need to edit. That's a lot to do in just 40 minutes, and so it's important to practice. Now you can practice in many different ways, but one of the easiest ways that has the biggest impact upon your band score is to practice structuring your essay. Now fortunately, this is not so difficult. Some students will make the mistake of writing 6 or 7 or 8 paragraphs, but in fact the best thing to do is just to write 4. Here is your ideal structure. Now, of course, it's going to vary a little bit according to the question type. Now, question types are things like problem and solution, advantages and disadvantages. Let's say, to what extent do you agree or disagree? Of course, that's going to affect the content, and it's also going to change a sentence, maybe in your conclusion and in the body paragraphs. But essentially, the structure can be used for any of your essays. The introduction is almost always going to start with a paraphrasing of the question. To paraphrase means to take an idea and say it again in new words. Next, we're going to go to a thesis statement, which means to give the overall idea of your essay. In doing this, try to avoid saying I think, I believe. Instead, you can say, this essay will show that, or this essay will argue, this essay will explore. It makes it more formal and less personal. Next, we come to outline the essay, which means to explain what's going to come next in the body paragraphs. In the body paragraphs, you're going to do the following things. Now, I've just said body paragraphs. I recommend writing 2 of them, although some people want to write 3, which I think is more difficult. 2 is probably better. In any case, they're going to be essentially the same. In these paragraphs, you need to follow a simple procedure: topic sentence, supporting sentence, and concluding sentence. So a minimum of 3 sentences. Now actually your supporting sentences, there's going to be more than one of them. And these are going to include things like explanations and examples, reasons, justifications, and so on. In the body paragraphs, your topic sentence is going to contain a big idea, and your next supporting sentences are going to focus that idea on a smaller and smaller point. You're going to do this for both body paragraphs. Now, as I said, there are going to be differences between the question types. If you're talking about problems and solutions, maybe you have one paragraph devoted to problems and one to solutions. Or perhaps one paragraph is problem solution and the next one also problem and solution. Advantages and disadvantages are typically going to be discussed, advantages first and then disadvantages, and so on. But nonetheless, you can use a 2-body paragraph structure. Finally, we come to the conclusion, which is going to be a summary, which will be quite similar to your thesis statement in that it tackles the whole issue in new words. However, you should be referring back to your body paragraphs in this sentence. Now, you might have a final sentence, and again, that's probably going to be different according to which question type you're doing. You might be making a recommendation, or you might be reaffirming what was the best solution to a problem, something like that. Nonetheless, for any IELTS writing task 2 essay, you can pretty much use the 4-paragraph structure like this. You can remember it. You can check on my website to see more examples of how it could be specifically tailored to different question types, and then you'll be ready to tackle your IELTS exam. I've been David Wills. Thank you for watching TED-IELTS.